stadium. Kuhio Aloy hit a home run to Razorback Road. Stretch, 1-2 count. The pitch to Turner is hit in the air to right center field. It's hit deep. Back is Mosley. Kristen Turner is the hero. And the Hogs have won it on Turner's second home run of the year. Oh, my goodness.
Souza had an amazing He had a better one.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
That is as animated as a Phil Elson call as I've heard in quite some time, as Arkansas takes the series against Ole Miss over the weekend. What a moment for a true freshman, and to be in that situation. He got asked, "Has you ever hit one of these before?" He didn't. At Houghton, Louisiana, Houghton High School, same high school that Peyton Stovall went to. But to end the game, Arkansas being down late, their 9th comeback win of the season, 7th in SEC play, and still tied for 6th in the SEC after all that this weekend.
I mean, if you live to be 150, that'll be a moment you never forget if you're Christian Turner. Come in like you mentioned as a pinch runner, then get up late in that order, and then have a chance to. Perhaps we'll see if that's a spark. We've mentioned a few times along the way that a moment happens. I don't think anything has been as dramatic maybe as yesterday, but hey, maybe that's the spark or the flint we need to really kick this thing off for a great postseason run. I'll say this: if we look back and this team ends up going further than any of us expect right now, you may tie it back to that moment because the timing's just right as we're a couple of weeks out from the SEC tournament that gets underway the 19th. We'll see at what point the Hogs play, tied for 6th in the standings. But, we're less than 3 weeks from the SEC tournament. Now's the time to really crank up and play as good as you can play is. That's what you got to do right now. And maybe a moment like that gels this team. Yeah,
you're going to hear from Dave Van Horn and some players coming up here on the show this morning here on Hot Take Monday. If you've got some thoughts, want to hear from you in the Loose Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. I know you're not a Star Wars fan, but it is.
It is May 4th, yeah.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Getting a few things. The Spirit Airlines debacle from over the weekend. Akize going elsewhere, going to Louisville. Softball team defeated Texas over the weekend. Ryan Silverfield got some commits. Again, we started with baseball, and that's going to be a lot of our topic this morning. Rebecca Lindsay, who was in the T-Boys barbecue food truck.
Yeah.
Cahillo hit into.
That caught a home run?
Yes. Yeah, that caught.
The truck that caught the home run?
Yes. She's going to join us this morning.
All right, cool.
Great ending in the Kentucky Derby.
Oh.
A mistweet by Hunter Yurchek that I think he forgot to take his tweet deck off off that. So, yes, we have some things. I also saw that Bob Wisner got honored this weekend.
What a great guy, cool. Too. And Bob. Hot Take Monday brought to you by WT Equipment. Have you had to mow your yard yet? You mowing grass yet at Casa de Richardson?
Yes, I've had to start on that.
Kind of had to think about that a minute. It makes me wonder, hey, your grass is about to get out of control if you haven't. That's why right now at WT Equipment, they're doing a little spring cleaning on their Hustler zero-turn inventory. That means big savings for you. 0% financing for 42 months on new Hustler zero-turn mowers. So if your yard is growing fast, it might be time to upgrade to something that can keep up. Speed, precision, durability, Hustler has it all. Stop by WT Equipment, Berryville, Springdale, Searcy, or find them online at WTEquip.com. Hustler, cut better, cut faster.
We mentioned Cahillo Loy. 3 straight games with a home run. His batting average is above 300 after going 7 of 12 from the weekend. And you heard Dave kind of in our open there talking about how about the weekend he had? Man, he was mashing the baseball.
The 2-1. Aloy rips one deep into center field. Line drive, and it's out of here. 2-2 pitches hit in the air by Aloy to deep left. It might go. It's gone. And the pitch is driven in the air. Way back left field. That may clear the stadium. Kuhio Aloy hit a home run to Razorback Road to tie the game in the 6th inning.
You think about his struggles at points during SEC play. In fact, a good chunk of this for him to have a weekend like this. And keep in mind,
I think I picked him Friday to have.
I think you did. I think you won. And keep in mind,
because he was batting 291 coming into the weekend.
Yeah, keep in mind,
and leaves the weekend.
He's over
at 314. Yeah.
So this is an Ole Miss pitching staff, I believe, is top 5 in a lot of metrics. And not only are they a top 25 baseball team, but that's been one of the strengths of their team. So you didn't play a bunch of scrubs this weekend.
Oh,
Did you have a good game 2? No. Couldn't really hit the baseball then. But you think about the run rule in game 1, and it was just a solid game and timely hitting in game 3. That's kind of, I mean, you got to give credit to not just him, but the other guys that stepped up big this weekend.
You know, if I remember right, Hunter Elliott's been a problem for Arkansas in the past, and they just absolutely smoked him Friday night. Obviously, a 12-2. That gets lost in the conversation of how dominating Friday night was because of the excitement of what happened in the series with Turner's walk-off home run. But Friday night, well, they kind of turned the tables on you Saturday to a degree, but Friday was really important to set the tone for the weekend.
You beat Mike Bianco again on his birthday. You beat him 20-plus years ago. Saw his good research from, I think it was Matt Jones, a whole hog, in 2003, and then you beat him on his birthday again. So he's 0-2 in Fayetteville on his birthday. But yeah, the initial game 1 where you just blow them out of the water, as you said, against the guy that has Elliott's been around since you lost to him in the College World Series back in 22. He's been around for a while, and for them to just unload on this kid was awesome. And there's a lot of good things that happened for Arkansas athletics this weekend, which you're happy about as you get to May. I think the question that I have is, like, the thought was, okay, is one of these next 2 series the last in Baum-Walker Stadium for the year outside the fall series in October or whatever? And now I'm not so sure that if they don't win these next 2 series that they won't host. They're not going to be a top 8, but they could sneak into the top 16. It's just you're tied for 6 right now in the Southeastern Conference. Maybe some things above you have to happen, but I'm not so sure that they are deadlocked going on the road for regional.
I agree with that.
In 3 weeks from now.
And hear me out on this. I'm more worried about a regional than a super regional.
More worried about just because of how it's set up?
Well, yes, because I think Arkansas can win 2 out of 3, like they demonstrated this weekend, like they've demonstrated other weekends. Having 4 days of pitching, you got to win 3, and preferably you got to win your first 2 in a regional. And if you don't host and you're not a 1 seed in your park, and there is no pitching deets anywhere other than game 1, and I'm not sure Arkansas is in a position, even against a 4 seed in their own park, to do anything different this year. I cannot imagine they would handle it any different. Do you have a 3rd and 4th pitcher you really feel good about in a regional setting when you get down to against the 2 seed? I'm more worried about trying to win perhaps 4 games in 3 days, or maybe 4 if it goes to a Monday, than I am about winning 2 out of 3 the following. Now, nothing you can worry. It's kind of like my grandmother. She was, gold medalist warrior, but nothing you can do about that. That you got to play them in the order. But I just think we're more set up for 3-game series, 3 games in 3 days, and I just wonder if we could pull it off and have the depth in order to even get out of a regional this year.
Well,
that's the thing I hope to see come together.
You shifted Gack back. The cool thing about blowing Ole Miss out is you didn't have to pitch Gackle, and you got to start him in game 3. It was just Dawson and Dietz, who, by the way, you mentioned Hunter Dietz. We kind of have been saying, or leading up to the SEC and kind of the first half, you might not have a bona fide Friday night guy. Well, you kind of do now. I mean, he has 9 strikeouts, and a lot of them were backwards Ks. A lot of guys were looking when he played them.
But you've been a TBA on Sunday.
Yeah.
Still.
You're still at that 3rd issue. I know Gibbler didn't have a great outing on Saturday, but you feel pretty confident about game 1, and that's why. But I get your point about not pitching him off for Saturday if you got into the regional.
Well,
you think about Arkansas just since 2017, the regional, super regional conversation you got to. Regional X in 2017, Omaha 2018, Omaha 2019, COVID 2020, 21. I think is the only time they've lost in a super regional. That's when you lost to NC State. And
talking about at home.
Yeah, at home.
Yeah.
22 got through. 23 lost in a regional. 24 lost in a regional. 25 got to Omaha. So only one time in nearly 10 years have you lost in a super, like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get there, you're probably going to Omaha.
Well,
based on not necessarily this team, but based on the last decade or so.
I'm just talking about, you're still not settled on a third starter, and you sure as hell aren't settled on a fourth one. So, and that's what you may need to get out of a regional in that setup where if you do host, and that's a big if right now, because what we looked at this before, you're sixth in the SEC state, still tied for sixth. That's bubble at best, and probably on the wrong side of it to host a regional. Nothing of the metrics suggests you will, but
30 in the RPI.
Yeah, it just doesn't add up. So right now, if it was today, when you boys say you're a 2 seed somewhere on the road, I think that's kind of where you're at. So you got to play your way into being one of those top 16 teams.
I've seen him in Atlanta at the Georgia Tech Regional. I saw him in Lawrence this one, I think 11.7.
I've seen him in Corvallis.
I don't want to go to I don't want this team to Corvallis.
No, I do. Get that monkey off.
Get the monkey off the bat. Beat Oregon State. That'd be wild, man. What a road trip! Like, you know how it feels like regionals a lot of times. Like Arkansas gets kind of regionally based teams. Missouri State, Oklahoma State. I know they usually get like the 4 seeds. What was it? New Jersey Institute of Technology. But usually regionally, you've gone on the road close. That would not be that.
Yeah, and I don't, get to studying that a little more. I don't think I think Arkansas's got the cachet enough. They're not going to go to a place like Corvallis as a 2 seed. You know who wouldn't want to see that? Oregon State. That's who wouldn't want to see that.
You do mention going on the road, though, and making it to the Supers and everything past that. The last time, so this was the second walk-off home run hit this year. The last time they hit 2 home runs, 2 walk-off home runs in the same season was in 2022 when they made it through all the away games.
Stillwater, Chapel Hill, Omaha. I don't know what the Pat's going to look like this year.
So, hey, wherever you go in the postseason, you can take the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell along with you. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell will have you covered. So no matter what time zone the Razorbacks may end up in, or in Fayetteville, the Hit That Line Now app's going to work there for you. And you can follow along as we'll cover the Hogs every step of the way between here and hopefully Omaha.
All right, so final wedding this weekend. I know you're bummed that the final wedding of the year happened for me this weekend. It was funny. Of the year.
This past weekend?
This past weekend.
I thought you were going to one this coming weekend.
No. Chicago's this weekend. The one at Heber Springs was this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so all the guys suddenly disappeared. You know me, I don't pay attention really to horse racing or anything. Like, I was like, where did everyone go? And everyone had all the guys had congregated at the bar to watch the Kentucky Derby, which you told me that was relative to other finishes. That's pretty high up there in terms of awesomeness, right?
Yeah. I mean, for Golden Tempo to come from last in the pack and hit the home stretch and just turn on the gas and take 23-1 to the finish line. Wow.
It was pretty crazy.
Pretty cool.
Toward the inside comes Emerging Market as they make their way to the top of the stretch. Further ado is getting going on the far outside with Commandment. They're both putting in their runs as they arrive into the final furlong. O'Sally is also gaining ground on the far outside as they come to the last 16th of a mile. Denon Bourbon in front. O'Sally a huge long shot. Renegade and Golden Tempo are closing too. Here's Golden Tempo. Serena make history in the Kentucky Derby over Renegade in a final time of 2:02.27 seconds.
This is the opening drive.
Did you have any friend or whatever that made money?
No, I don't. Tempo? I mean, and I bet less than $20 on this one, but I followed Lang's advice, and Lang Whitman's advice. Railbird 333 was pretty good till about a 16th of a mile to go, and then it all fell apart. But I had a lot of his numbers on my ticket, and no, I didn't cash a single ticket on this race. And I don't know anyone that had Golden Tempo on their ticket.
I don't either.
Diamond Jim from Mountain Home called us at 9:43 a.m. on Friday. He texted us at 8:59 this morning. 9:43 a.m. on Friday, called the 119 box exacta. Diamond Jim from Mountain Home had 20 across on 19,800 big ones.
Man, good for him.
Diamond Jim.
Because it paid, what, $43 or $46 or something like that. So now, what I wish I had was the dollar superfecta. Because I had about a 10 spot on the dollar superfecta. You
What would
boys
that
have a new
net?
co-host.
What would that?
$1 paid 94, right at 94,000. Yeah.
Now explain that.
You got to have horses 1, 2, 3, 4 in order.
Okay.
Now the odds of that are obviously very long, and that's why it pays $94,000. But I didn't. Usually, I'll go in and just kind of randomly pick a few horses I like and try to get them. And I've never hit one of those. We used to do a superfecta pool where we throw like 50 in a piece and get a whole bunch of combinations. We hit one of those ever, and it still didn't come out to where like is a huge payday for us because there was too many favorites. But you had a 23-1 finish as the winner with Golden Tempo, and then you had a 70-1 horse finished third. So, I mean, the superfecta ticket, even the trifecta ticket was phenomenal on Saturday.
Justin texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline said, Renegade did all the work. Golden Tempo just filled in the hole that Renegade created on that. And that was obviously just won the Arkansas Derby. And the people I was around, that was the main horse that they had bet on. And so they were all excited, and all of a sudden it just dissipated.
Well, good for Diamond Jim. I wonder what that – I don't have it in front of me. What the 19-1 or the 19-1 exacta pay?
20 across on 19 got $800.
Right, but what did the exacta pay? That'd pay better than that.
I don't know.
Depending on the numbers, what he had on it. But good for him. We should have listened closer.
Russell in Boonville said someone that he was with at work at Choctaw Casino won $94,000 with that four-way you were talking about.
The super? Good for him. Or her, or whoever won.
Jeez.
Fantastic.
Is it Cherry? Is it DeVoe?
Cherry DeVoe,
the first female trainer to
That's
ever
a cool
win the
story.
Kentucky Derby. You had 19 million plus viewers, most watched on record on average. Has that ever happened where you have someone in dead last come all the way back?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, that race has been running for, what was that, the 153rd, if I remember right? I mean, this isn't, I'm sure that's happened before. Good viewership. It didn't hurt that you had an NBA playoff game right after the race, so that probably helped build the audience too. And it's even people that don't like horse racing, it's kind of like the Masters to a degree, but it's even better because, I may not invest 4 hours with you on a Sunday, but I'll invest 2 minutes with you on a Saturday. Because it happens quick, and there's fashion, and there's a little bit of something for everybody if you watch the coverage of the Kentucky Derby.
It was Salt Belichick and Hudson, and you got all these different celebs that are kind of like in that same category that don't identify as big horse racing fans, but they make a point.
Well, it's a place to be seen.
Yeah, to spend an elaborate amount of money and then go to this event. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. All right, that's your opening drive, or maybe the final furlong this morning, and it's brought to you by the Fence Man. 782-3936. We did our Fence Man Friday picks. I picked So Happy, which was a lot of the Talking Experts picks there on the coverage. Made me feel like maybe I knew a little bit, and then it all fell apart. But we'll have more picks on Friday. If you're picking a company to build a fence for you, the Fence Man's the one I've picked for my home. Also picked for several projects here at work, and you should as well. You can trust them. They're going to give you a great quality product. They're going to give you a great fair price too. 782-3936. Right now, they're about a month to 6 weeks out on completing projects. So if you've got a timeline to complete your fencing project, it's now time to call the Fence Man and get that done. 782-3936 or thefencemanar.com.
Arden Rogers says the exacta paid $138. I had that, and my wife got 3 across on the 19 for $118. Not retirement
$138 on a $2 bet. That's still good.
Not retirement money, but plenty to play with for the rest of the Triple Crown.
There we go. Yep.
There you go. Let's go. Use that money.
Build that bank up a little bit.
Reinvest that money. Speaking of money, I don't know how much Akize, the Obina Akize kid, got paid to go to Louisville, but that is where he's committed. He is reclassifying, so Arkansas misses out on one of the guys that you were kind of in the running with. It looked like he's going to play for Pat Kelsey in Louisville. Haven't seen anyone else except for Wilkinson, Bowser, and Mika Mirnan. I'm curious to see what other transfer portal guys add. You still got Malik Thomas and Billy Richmond with decisions to make. TB's decisions made for him. He's out of eligibility. Darius is not coming back to school. So it's just kind of awaiting the timeline of those two guys here in these next few weeks, which they have till the 27th to make a decision when it comes to if they're playing college basketball beyond this year or not.
Well, and, I'm amazed as just out and talking to people and getting kind of reacclimated from being gone for a week and a half, how many people are talking about the basketball recruiting, the portal, keeping up with these high school kids. I would say it's as much as the baseball conversation when people just want to talk about sports with us. Mm-hmm. I hear as much about basketball recruiting and, hey, you think we're going to get this kid? And then inevitably someone will mention a name like, I got to look that one up because, it's just always someone new in the conversation. So it's pretty amazing how much interest it has built, far more than ever historically. Hey, we were talking about golf a minute ago. The Mercy Golf Classic is coming up a week from today at Hartscrabble Country Club. Full day of golf while supporting the expansion of the Mercy Cancer Center. Still time to get your team for morning and afternoon tee times. It's a double start, if you will. They're going to have an 8 a.m. and a 1 p.m. start, and you can register your team or become a sponsor by calling Jenny and their crew at 479-314-1133 or go to mercyhealthfoundation.net/FTSM Golf. That's mercyhealthfoundation.net FTSM Golf for the Mercy Golf Classic, supporting the Mercy Cancer Center.
Hog update when we come back here on Hot Take Monday.
Your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
The pitch to Turner is hit in the air to right center field. It's hit deep. Back is Mosley. Kristen Turner is the hero.
You're listening to the Morning Rush. Hey, Hog fans, Phil Elson here for Bath Makeover of Arkansas. And they started with 50. Now they're looking for 30 homes to participate in their Spring Into Savings event and receive test market pricing on a beautiful new walk-in shower. Bath Makeover is proud to be an official sponsor of Razorback Athletics, and they want to evaluate their exciting new product lines in real bathrooms, including revolutionary laser-etched shower wall systems. You'll be compensated for your time just to determine if their exquisite product lines are the right fit for your bathroom project. The first 30 homeowners who call 1-800-NEW-BATH receive 50% off installation of a new walk-in shower. Ask about 0% interest financing, senior and military discounts. Receive a $200 gas card with purchase and call Bath Makeover of Arkansas at 1-800-NEW-BATH for a $50 Walmart gift card with your free in-home estimate. 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEWBATH.
Attention Arkansas, get ready to sink your teeth into the ultimate burger showdown. The Arkansas Beef Council proudly presents the 3rd annual Arkansas's Best Burger Contest. We're on the hunt for the juiciest, tastiest, 100% beef burger that Arkansas has to offer. Think your favorite local spot has the best burger around? Prove it. Nominate your favorite burger today at arkansasbeef.org. Nominations are open all April long, and you can vote once per day. Let's celebrate the best burgers in Arkansas, and may the best beef win.
And they will not hold the Hogs from the third base dugout. Now they're going to celebrate right in front of Ole Miss. Enjoy that scene, Rebels.
This is the Morning Rush.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric, and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1225. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or biglou.com.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Rich Eisen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payments sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Come on, Pete. Arkansas is at all. Come on.
Gage Wood, no hits him. Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Go Hog.
Stretch, 1-2 count. The pitch to Turner is hit in the air to right center field. It's hit deep. Back is Mosley. Kristen Turner is the hero. And the Hogs have won it on Turner's second home run of the year.
I love Bubba just in the background laughing. That not only does Phil's level of intensity with that call make it great, but Bubba's just happy in the background after a walk-off win for a true freshman that he was in there to pinch run for Zach Stewart, and then sure enough gets an at-bat and delivers. And then one of the things DVH was talking about, you had him and Souza foul off 9 pitches in that 2-batter stretch, which I can't remember that kid's the pitcher that pitched in game 2, but got his pitch count up a little bit and ended up winning that thing.
Yeah. So all those things matter because it's so mental. I mean, yeah, you got the physical act of pitching, but I just watching that. Who else was just tensed up as those at bats went on, and you were just hoping to tie the game and survive and get into a 10th inning and see what could happen. Anyone really thinking a home run in that moment with a guy that hit one all year that wasn't a day-to-day player? Who knew Christian Turner's name before yesterday? Probably not many of you. All right, so no one could see that coming. What a special moment for him and that team.
Here's Dave after the game.
It was like the moment wasn't too big for him. He just kept fighting. The dugout was fighting. The fans started cheering. They were behind him, and that was really good to hear. When our fans started, I know his adrenaline was rolling, and it might have got him over the hump.
You mentioned just getting a ball in play earlier in that at-bat. He hits that one, and he talked about the similarity to the Florida series where similar type of situation. That ball almost, if the wind isn't as going as crazy as it was, that ball's in play, and maybe Souza goes home or at least gets to third, but instead just slaps one out. And, I don't think anyone was expecting, whether they wanted to admit it or not, you're right. I don't think anyone was expected that.
So if I remember, there's one out in the inning at that point, right? So the last thing, what was your concern? Ground ball to short in the ball game, So you had to get the ball in play, and again, maybe that's the moment that we'll look back in a few weeks if this team makes a run. It's hard to say no one can imagine getting to Omaha, but right now no one's really expecting Omaha at this point. This could be what brings this all, brings it all together.
Not only did the baseball team win this weekend, softball team did as well in Austin.
Will this stay playable? Arkansas with a comeback win against number 5 Texas claims the weekend series.
After winning the game on Thursday, you win 4-3 on Friday night. Coach Dival was actually in attendance for the game, Game 3 against Ole Miss on Sunday. Don't get many opportunities to do that, but a big series win for them. They are the 7th seed in this upcoming SEC tournament.
Well, hang on. They're ranked like 5th in the country.
Yeah.
And they're the 7th seed in the conference tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Let that just kind of sink in for a minute.
They will play, Tommy, Mississippi State or Kentucky on Wednesday, probably around 3 o'clock on the SEC network is what it looks like. So that is the setup for Coach Deifel and company. Football-wise, Coach Ryan Silverfield got a couple commitments in-state. Jeremiah Dent from Marion, and then Darian Mosley from Alabama, wide receiver. Dent's one of the best players in the class of 2027 in-state. So I know he's excited about that. Felix Jones has some positive things to say about that as well. All right, that is your Hog update here on Hot Take Monday.
And it's brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. They've opened a hometown law firm. They did that 4 years ago because they realized there was a need, and that's why they offer real legal advice at a really reasonable price. They've expanded their practice, and they're ready to help in really 3 primary areas that Jackie sees the greatest needs: custody, criminal work, and car wrecks. And that's why attorney Jackie Mock can help you navigate those high-conflict divorces and custody cases. Don't walk away alone. Walk with her through this process. If you find yourself on the wrong side of the law, she will hold the prosecutor's feet to the fire and make sure your rights are protected. Don't face those charges alone. Face them with her. And as a former insurance defense attorney, she knows how to get big insurance to pay you a fair settlement for your car, truck, or other injuries that you've occurred in an accident. No, don't negotiate alone either. Negotiate with Jackie. Call Jackie and her team, 479-769-1505, and let her do the legwork to help you get back on the right track. 769-1505, or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
All right, let's go to Lewis Automotive Group Hotline. Welcome in Robert in Fort Smith. He's got some baseball thoughts. Robert, fire away.
Hey, guys, I'm like what you just said. I'm not thinking Omaha, but regionals. But right now, most of the sites that you look on with the bracketology stuff got us on the Corvallis. Some of us got us on the Lincoln. Only way I see us getting the regional is we're going to have to do real well in the SEC.
Yeah, because I think
they'll win it.
Colton, you said the RPI was at 30 earlier?
Currently at 30 right now.
Now, Robert, that doesn't sound like an RPI of a team that's going to host. So,
No, that's what I'm saying. And you're going to have to do some damage in that SEC tournament because you're not sweeping Oklahoma. I'm sorry. We're going to probably just lose one, I figure, but Kentucky maybe. But we got to do some stuff in that SEC tournament, see. And I don't like Corvallis either because that's some out west teams. They're not all them teams up there are not bad right now, but Lincoln might not be too bad. So, guys.
Thanks, Robert. Yeah, you got the DVH tie-in, which would always be interesting.
They got beat by Ohio State this past weekend, though. Nebraska pretty good, which could knock them out of hosting as well.
Well, let's hope the other teams above you keep on losing. All right, more to get to. Morning Rush Daily Question coming up in just a bit. If you got some thoughts here on Hot Take Monday, you can jump in with us this morning. A few other topics that we hadn't had a chance to get into yet that we will dive into as well. Stay with us. The Morning Rush continues after this.
Brace yourself. May mayhem has exploded at the Lewis Automotive Group, and they're crushing prices like never before across all 5 locations. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years.
Hey, Hog fans, Phil Elson here for Bath Makeover of Arkansas. And they started with 50, now they're looking for 30 homes to participate in their Spring Into Savings event and receive test market pricing on a beautiful new walk-in shower. Bath Makeover is proud to be an official sponsor of Razorback Athletics, and they want to evaluate their exciting new product lines in real bathrooms, including revolutionary laser-etched shower wall systems. You'll be compensated for your time just to determine if their exquisite product lines are the right fit for your bathroom project. The first 30 homeowners who call 1-800-NEW-BATH receive 50% off installation of a new walk-in shower. Ask about 0% interest financing, senior and military discounts. Receive a $200 gas card with purchase and call Bath Makeover of Arkansas at 1-800-NEW-BATH for a $50 Walmart gift card with your free in-home estimate. 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEWBATH.
Attention Arkansas, get ready to sink your teeth into the ultimate burger showdown. The Arkansas Beef Council proudly presents the 3rd annual Arkansas's Best Burger Contest. We are on the hunt for the juiciest, tastiest, 100% beef burger that Arkansas has to offer. Think your favorite local spot has the best burger around? Prove it. Nominate your favorite burger today at arkansasbeef.org. Nominations are open all April long, and you can vote once per day. Let's celebrate the best burgers in Arkansas, and may the best beef win. How about that?
This is the Morning Rush.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground. Priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to road-ready certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
It's Kubota Orange Day sales event at Gray Brothers in Fort Smith and Poteau. Whenever you're ready, we're ready with Kubota equipment in stock. Hay equipment to zero-turn mowers and Kubota tractors. From the small subcompact DX up to the large Kubota M7 cab tractor and everything in between. Why wait? When at Gray Brothers, it's in stock and on sale. That's Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poteau, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800 or visit innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
Summer break means weekend road trips and family vacations. This is Mark at WW Automotive. Before you head out of town, head over to WW and let us check your AC system. From full AC charge to replacing system parts, we'll make sure your air blows cold when you're out on the road. Cars, trucks, foreign or domestic. Find your AC specialist at WW Automotive. Call me or Kelly or come see us at our original location at the corner of Townsend Avenue and South O. Our address is 1600 Townsend. Our phone number is 242-1600.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Saw something you never see happen this weekend. A major airline just ceased operations. Spirit Airlines, and they're not American, they're not United, they're not Delta, but they were pretty prominent, particularly in larger airports, just shut her down this weekend. Morning Rush Daily Question. Did you ever fly Spirit Airlines? Because I did not. I never heard a good experience about anyone having anything good on Spirit happen to them. It's like Allegiant, but worse, is all I ever heard. So, did you ever fly on Spirit Airlines?
I did not. I see the videos like everyone else does, but no, I never experienced Spirit for myself.
Can you imagine being on one of those flights? You'd had a long-term trip plan. You'd paid them. You know you're not getting your money back from them. Hell, they ain't got any money. So they ain't giving it back to you. And just being stuck, or it was your return trip home that was supposed to be the day after, and you didn't make that 2 a.m. flight, and you're just stuck. No money. Now you know, no money back. I wonder how that was handled. If you'd paid for a flight and they stopped, did you get a refund? Interesting. But I wonder if any of Colton, you ever flown Spirit?
I've only flown on a plane a handful of times in my life. I don't get to go on these awesome trips that, Ty gets to go on. I'm a little too low on the totem pole for that. So I don't have the airline experience that everybody else does. But I never flew Spirit. It was only the ones that you mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But like Ty said, I've only heard like horror stories, like real deal horror stories, biohazards, fights, all types of different stuff.
Maybe that's why they're going out of business.
That's probably true, yeah.
BE says that Spirit flew to Tampa for $100 round trip. He sent his wife multiple times. I guess his wife went down there for a few times.
Where was the closest you could get on a Spirit flight from here? Would it be Dallas?
Not Tulsa? Does Tulsa not have it?
I don't ever recall when I've flown in or out of Tulsa seeing a Spirit airplane.
Spirit.
No. Don't have to worry about them anymore.
No, so. Again, situation you find yourself in. I've had friends that have done it. They're always scared or nervous that the flight's going to be canceled or whatever else. So I've done it. I've the only problem, I've had issues with American and Breeze. Breeze, the New Orleans flight. You remember that one trip I took down there that I didn't get back till like 12 o'clock?
I've only flown Breeze once, and it was to New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
The flight was fine. The New Orleans airport is a mess if you're renting a car. Don't do it.
Oh, is it?
Just
Okay.
don't do it.
Jason Joplin texted in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I read a story about a husband who was flying Spirit this weekend and got stranded because they shut down while he was in the air and on the way home. So his layover, it was where he was stuck at. Yeah, that's what you were talking about.
So he was stuck like at the connector was stuck. That's terrible.
That's tough.
So what do you do? I guess you
book another airline, I guess.
I mean, that's all you can do, or rent a car, depending on how far you are from home. How do you? I guess they send your bag out to the carousel and
come pick it up.
God almighty.
Oh man! All right, that is your Card Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Have you experienced a Spirit Airlines before?
Well, you won't have to worry about it again.
Prior to what happened this weekend, Card Pass Social, #1 place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas. They've got their spring league that's happening right now. It's always BYOB. You can be planning an event for your family, team members, friends, you name it, they can do it. 122 Grant Place in Lowell, 479-487-3622. Go online at cartpasssocial.com. That's cartpasssocial.com. Christian Olson, Nate Gearhan can take care of you at Cart Pass Social.
Kyle on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline says he flew from Dallas to Cancun on Spirit. It was an absolute disaster. And TC says Dallas is the closest hub, or was anyway.
I feel like there's certain things you don't skimp on, and airlines I guess I've done Breeze and Allegiant, so I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. But I feel like there's, as you said, horror stories all the time.
I won't do Allegiant or Breeze unless it just perfectly hand in glove fits my schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they have an issue, there is no flight
There's
3
no
hours
backup.
later
Yeah.
to get on. They're just going to cancel the flight and you're hosed. But, or if you have an issue, you need to move your flight. Well, we can get you on the flight next Monday, sir, but it's Thursday. I know we don't have another one till Monday. Well, now what do I do?
Where's the pecking order of the main four? Southwest, Delta, American, and
I've
United?
changed.
Yeah, I'll throw United in there.
Yeah, and I rarely fly United. I was the Southwest guy until all their recent changes, and I've moved American back up to number one in my pecking order.
Okay,
so I'm American and then probably Southwest.
And then
Delta. Just I don't need to always go to Atlanta or Minneapolis. When I go to Atlanta or Minneapolis, they're in the game. But other than that, I'll go American then Southwest.
The issue about Delta is, you brought it up before we shift gears and come back to sports, is you fly, like, for example, some friends of mine that went out to San Jose, they flew XNA to Atlanta to San Jose.
On Delta?
On Delta.
Yeah.
Because all the XNA flights go to Delta. When you had
Delta goes to Atlanta.
It goes to Atlanta.
Yeah, if I'm going East Coast, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on where I'm going.
But think about going all the way out east.
Well,
and then
that's Delta has another major hub in Minneapolis in the Twin Cities, so you can go. I don't know where else they go nonstop. American's got, I think, a Detroit, a Philly, obviously Dallas, Charlotte, Miami. I want to say as well, all out of XNA.
Angie texting in, she's flown Allegiant 7 times, most recently to Destin, Florida. $150 round trip.
Yeah, that's a good one if you can get on there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you need to check a bag, that'll be another $150. But
JT says United has horrible customer service when things go wrong.
I have been a anti-American Air guy till about a year or two ago, and then they've kind of turned it around with their app, with me at least. Yeah.
With you, okay. Well, Americans taking over the rankings.
Yeah,
and Tommy's rankings.
Well, it's because they offer enough destinations. One stop. I like one way nonstop. As much as I'll drive 3 or 4 hours to catch a nonstop because it saves time and takes that weak link of the chain out.
Will Southwest go back up in your rankings if they finally get an XNA hub? Not a hub, but an XNA. What do you call that? It's not a hub, or is it a hub?
I don't know what you call it. A regional spot. I don't know. If they came here, yeah.
This is my youthful ignorance coming in here. Do all of those airlines have like their own little private clubs, I guess, in the airports that you can get into, or is it just a handful?
There's only one lounge at XNA.
Yeah. I only see a handful of them. That's the one I would want to get on. It's the one that gets
American has the
into
best
the
one.
Captain's Lounge or the
Admiral's Club is the American Lounge.
Do you have one of those cards
I do
that
not.
gets you in?
Mm-mm.
I
don't.
I didn't do the American Express one, but I got the Capital One Venture card, and that gives you access to all the Capital One lounges and all the other lounges too.
No, I'm thinking about changing credit cards for that reason.
You should. Before you do that, I get a referral code. So let me have some of the referral money. Don't do it just by yourself.
Some.
Do that.
You want all of it. I know you.
Razor Bacon said, did Tommy just say he used to be anti-American?
Anti-American Airlines.
Yeah.
I hope I finished that phrase.
All right. So Colton and I were talking about this during the break. When the Arkansas baseball team put out the Cannons tweet on Friday after Hunter Dietz did what he did with this 9 strikeout, 6 innings pitch, didn't allow a run till the 6th. Did you understand that? Or was that over your head?
I don't think I saw it.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, you had 2 tweets.
That's another thing I've kind of let go of is living my life by what goes on Twitter.
You had 2 tweets. You need to look up
here.
J.P. Morgan during the break, and then you can have an opinion of
All
that.
right.
So that happened.
I figure if anything happens on social media, I must know about. You guys are going to let me know.
We'll do our best.
Yeah.
The other thing
I'm going to go back to being an old guy other than that.
The other thing that happened is Hunter Yurchek put out a tweet, and this is, customary, does it for all the events. Good luck to Razorback men's tennis in the NCAA first-round match against Cornell. Win as one Razorback. I'm guessing, Colton and I were talking about this, I'm guessing he forgot to turn his tweet deck, scheduled tweets off or whoever runs, I'm guessing whoever runs that for him did that. But I don't think he was trolling of any sort.
No, I think he was still supporting a program that had one more day to live,
So is it worse to put that out or worse to not say anything prior to that?
I think it's probably worse to put it out.
Okay.
But he has a duty as the athletic director as well to support all, at that time, 19 of his sports, right?
It's PR 101 to give them nothing. And when you give them a post saying, good luck, team, I'm just now cutting from the program, from the facilities, good luck.
It's a little tone deaf.
Terrible.
It's not reading the room very well. But I also understand, probably what his intent was there as well. I haven't heard too many people there are some that are, into tennis, play tennis themselves, have an affection for that sport.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't heard too many people that in my circles complaining about the cutting of the sport. Everyone's complaint is about how it was handled.
Yeah. Well, they did lose to Cornell, unfortunately,
Right.
over the weekend in 4-3. Yep.
It'd been a great story. They could have went on and won.
No,
the national
and that's what we
title.
were talking with Coach Cox about on Friday. Just like slapping the trophy on Hunter's decks. He goes, take it up to the third floor and just plop it down and then walk out. Well, unfortunately, that didn't happen. I thought he was good. I was curious prior to that. I was like, all right, I'm not a tennis guy. You're not a tennis guy. Colton's not a tennis guy. Most of our audience, I wouldn't identify as big tennis fans as you're talking about. I thought he was great.
One of the things I had a lot of comments and feedback just in my small circle that people that really enjoyed the interview and we didn't ask this question, maybe we should have. Didn't come to my mind at the moment. If you could have raised $2.5, $3, $4 million to keep this thing going for a year or two, why hadn't you done it already?
Oh,
I mean,
just go and have it in the.
Why didn't you see when that Christina Long whole? And I've saved that. I went back and reread that article this weekend and refreshed myself with some of the numbers. Tennis is not the most financially. It's from a loss standpoint, net operating loss standpoint, tennis wasn't the worst you've got that you kept. But if you read that report and you knew that those numbers when that came out, you had to see the handwriting on the wall. I mean, we're not smart guys, and we said it then. I'd watch out in these 3 or 4 sports, and that's exactly what has happened.
Because was it July? You mentioned it.
Yeah.
Did you say it was?
I'd have to go back and look at the byline and see what the date was. But, I went back and refreshed myself with that article and those numbers because I thought it was important. So if you could raise $3-4 million, should have been done a while back. Maybe this puts the other sports somewhat on notice. Hey, get ready for game day this fall and the brand new Razorback mobile app. You can download it now on your iPhone and Android. Download game tickets, follow your favorite teams, and access exclusive content all in one place. Download for free now on the Apple app or Google Play Store. It's the new Razorback app from Arkansas Athletics.
All right, we're talking about the good interview with Coach Cox. Rebecca Lindsay with T-Boys Barbecue is going to join us. And you're like, why does that sound familiar? Well, you know how Kia's ball went in the food truck? Well, she was working.
Did it land in the pulled pork?
Well, we're going to find out. Hour 2's next. She's up next.
In Arkansas, get ready to sink your teeth into the ultimate burger showdown. The Arkansas Beef Council proudly presents the 3rd annual Arkansas's Best Burger Contest. We're on the hunt for the juiciest, tastiest, 100% beef burger that Arkansas has to offer. Think your favorite local spot has the best burger around? Prove it. Nominate your favorite burger today at arkansasbeef.org. Nominations are open all April long, and you can vote once per day. Let's celebrate the best burgers in Arkansas, and may the best beef win.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey, Hog fans, Phil Elson here for Bath Makeover of Arkansas. And they started with 50. Now they're looking for 30 homes to participate in their Spring Into Savings event and receive test market pricing on a beautiful new walk-in shower. Bath Makeover is proud to be an official sponsor of Razorback Athletics, and they want to evaluate their exciting new product lines in real bathrooms, including revolutionary laser-etched shower wall systems. You'll be compensated for your time just to determine if their exquisite product lines are the right fit for your bathroom project. The first 30 homeowners who call 1-800-NEW-BATH receive 50% off installation of a new walk-in shower. Ask about 0% interest financing, senior and military discounts. Receive a $200 gas card with purchase and call Bath Makeover of Arkansas at 1-800-NEW-BATH for a $50 Walmart gift card with your free in-home estimate. 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEWBATH.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
From sauce, dust, to nuggets. It's Taco Bell's new Diablo Dusted Crispy Chicken Nuggets. Are they mild? If they were mild, we'd have to change the name to Little Rascal Nuggets or Minor Nuisance Nuggets. Definitely Diablo. New Diablo Dusted Crispy Chicken Nuggets. A brand new classic. Only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time and while supplies last.
This spring, you're organizing closets, decluttering drawers, and maybe even scrubbing places no one will ever look. But here's a thought. Why not declutter your internet, too? If your shows keep buffering, your games lag, or your video calls freeze, that's digital clutter, and you don't have to live with it. Switch to Wave Rural Connect Fiber for fast, reliable internet that keeps your home running clean and clear all season long. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372.
Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the River Valley's largest RV dealerships, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas, specializing in sales, parts, and service. We're truly your one-stop shop for all your RV needs. Conveniently located with easy access to I-40 and I-49, we're 40 minutes from Northwest Arkansas and just as close to our friends in Oklahoma, carrying top brands like Grand Design, Coachman, East to West, and Forest River. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Let's tee up for a great cause. Join us for Mercy's Golf Classic on Monday, May 11th at Hartscrabble Country Club. Enjoy a day of golf while supporting the expansion of our Mercy Cancer Center. Morning and afternoon tee times are still available. Register your team or become a sponsor by calling 479-314-1133 or visiting mercyhealthfoundation.net/FTSM Golf.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we will begin our week with a nice quiet day. Lots of sunshine. A high this afternoon right around 80 degrees. Let's see some showers and storms building again tonight. An overnight low right around the lower 60s. Tuesday, showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon, could be strong to severe. A high in the 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized Bibles, and more.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, you're listening to ESPN 95.3.
ERX Paris Fort Smith.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
You could drink beer.
The superior light beer for the social athlete.
What I'm trying to say is essentially these teams usually play a rubber match.
I want you to put the word out there. Understand me? Back up.
And the pitch to Aloy. Hard ground ball, base hit through the left side. Knocks Ruiz home. First pitch. Slider hit in the air to left field. Will that carry? Golden goes back to the wall, and it's out of here. Stewart took advantage. The pitch is driven in the air. Way back left field. That may clear the stadium. Kuhio Aloy hit a home run to Razorback Road. Stretch, 1-2 count. The pitch to Turner is hit in the air to right center field. It's hit deep. Back is Mosley. Kristen Turner is the hero. And the Hogs have won it on Turner's second home run of the year. Oh my goodness. Souza had an amazing he had a better one.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
You heard Nate Thompson at the end there, hyped about a big series win against Ole Miss. Walk-off for the true freshman Christian Turner. But that was probably not the craziest thing that we saw this weekend.
Wish I'd have been in the ballpark. That's what I wish. And I had enough fun just watching it on TV, listening to Tom Hart describe it, Phil on the radio. His call was great. Just the elation, to be there when a moment like that happens. It's a rare thing in sports for your team to have that kind of moment.
You got crowd pops and the excitement level of Baum Walker Stadium and seeing everyone out in the hog pen or behind Oak Plate just explode when he hit that moonshot. And again, what we were talking about in the first hour, you just wanted to get a hit. Like, you got a guy on, it's one out, you just want to get a hit, like just get another guy up to the plate because, Christian hadn't necessarily been the best batter and had got a lot of opportunities as of late. But he delivered, and now you're still tied for sixth in the SEC after a big series win against Ole Miss this weekend.
Yeah. All right, J. Poly Toyota in Fort Smith is paying your sales tax on all new Tacomas and Tundras, 0% financing for 72 months, and J. Poly Toyota has rebates up to $7,000 and zero down with approved credit right now. Certified Toyotas, backed by 100,000-mile powertrain warranties, are available as well. It's all at J. Poly Toyota, financing to fit your budget. Find them at 6200 South 36th Street in Fort Smith and online at jpolytoyota.com.
In left field. I know when he hit it, I'm right there. When he hit it, it looked like a golf ball to me. He looked like he hit a perfect drive that did not go this way or that way. It stayed straight, which is really rare for a baseball. I just knew he absolutely crushed it. I don't know where that truck is. Did it one hop into it or Ben? One hop into it. Yeah. I don't know if it landed in a sandwich or not, but I would say that the owner of that truck ought to keep that ball. He had to sign it.
So I was reading this morning, my buddy Anthony Christensen writing this piece on what happened to that ball. Rebecca Lindsay was there, and she joins us now. Her coworker Dakota was also in. All right, Rebecca, you heard DVH's vantage point. What was your vantage point on Kuhio Aloy's sixth-inning home run as you were sitting inside the Mr. T's barbecue truck, T-Boy's barbecue truck this weekend?
Well, I'm wishing we had taken Dave's advice and kept the ball, honestly.
So what happened to it? Where'd the ball end up?
We had a dad run up right after, and I think Dakota didn't realize all of what had happened, that it was a home run, and the dad came up and asked if he could have it for his son, and Dakota just handed it over. I was a little salty about it, but it's okay. At least it's going to the future Razorback.
So when the ball came in, because we can always see it on TV, did it slam into stuff where you got startled? Like, give us your real time. What happened in the midst of Kuhio's home run yesterday?
Yeah, well, I think the ground took most of the velo. Luckily, it hit. There's a grassy patch, the grassy patch, but then a good dirt patch, kind of where our line usually is. And it bounced pretty hard off of that, just bounced right into the window, bounced off our fryer a little bit, didn't leave a dent, luckily, and then just landed at my feet. So, yeah, heard the crack, and then next thing I know, it was right there,
Now,
right
wait
in between us.
You use the term velo. That tells me you know what you're talking about. So let's stop right there and figure out what your background is, because you don't just roll in here with a term like velo and not know a little bit about what's going on. So what's up?
Oh, didn't mean to sell myself out like that. No, I mean, I've been watching the Razorbacks for sure for a number of years. Grew up going to games. My mom actually worked for athletic department for a number of years, so I feel like I grew up in Baum-Walker, honestly, back when it was just Baum. But yeah, I played softball myself, just like the analytics side of it. I think it's cool. But yeah, I guess I should say I work at T-Boys. I've known Shane and Callie forever. They run Elite Catering. Didn't have enough points to get my own tickets this year. Figured, how can I get into the stadium? I don't get to watch a ton of the game, unfortunately, because our line's too long. But yeah, it's fun just being there. Love the game. Love getting to experience Baum like no other.
That's pretty cool. So
Rebecca Lindsay, T-Boys Barbecue, and we got to track down this dad, right?
Yeah. So if we come, this weekend for the Oklahoma series, and we check out what's the go-to item there at Mr. T's Barbecue?
Well, we have regulars that come for our corn dogs. We're the only ones in the stadium that have corn dogs. And then, but the barbecue, of course, the pork curly fry nachos, those are kind of our staple. Everything's great, but that's what I'd say we sell the most of, and they are delicious.
So it was a real setback financially when LSU didn't come to Fayetteville this year with all those corn dogs. Y'all probably missed out on 5,000 corn dog sales, right?
May have, but we'll get it next year.
There you go.
Well, Rebecca, we're going to do our best to track down this father. That was kind of Dakota, your coworker, to give him the baseball. But I feel like we got to figure
maybe the ball hit him in the head. He wasn't thinking right at that moment.
Yeah, it was pretty quick, so I can't blame him too much.
Well, Rebecca, hang on the line a minute, because we have Brandon in Springdale here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Brandon, you have the ball?
I have the ball.
So you were the dad that came to the window?
I was in the right spot at the right time.
Wow.
Did you actually give it to your
I
son?
was tracking the ball, trying to catch it, and it landed out of my grasp. One hopped into the airstream there, and was fortunate enough that they let my son go home with it. And even better news, he got it signed by Beloit.
That's even better. Let's see if we can put Rebecca back on here and see, just hang on a second, Brandon. I got to hear more about this story. So, Rebecca, now you know the rest of the story.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad he got it signed.
All right. That's a really neat story. Let's go back to Brandon here. So, Brandon, how did you go about getting Kahia to sign that ball? Did you just hang around, or how'd that go?
Yeah, we got to run the bases down there with the dads and our kids, and luckily he was still around signing balls, and so lucky enough to get him to sign that one for me.
That is awesome.
And next to one from Carson Wiggins as well, right on his shelf.
Oh, man. Well, hopefully that's a sign of him coming back, right?
I think,
right,
Brandon, if you catch another home run ball in the hog pen, I think you owe it to Rebecca to take it out and let her have it, maybe.
Well, tell Shane I can switch some barbecue for it. I am a bargaining man. So.
There you go.
Man after my own heart. Brandon, thanks for listening and calling in and filling in the rest of the story.
Yes, sir. Go Hogs.
All right. How cool was that?
We unearthed that pretty fast.
The power of the morning rush.
Power of radio.
Yeah.
Is Rebecca
still there?
Rebecca, I think.
Would you trade it for some barbecue, Rebecca?
Hey, I think I can get Shane to clear that.
Okay. All right. We're deal makers in addition to radio hosts. Well, Rebecca, we appreciate you joining us again. T-Boys Barbecue. Sorry that LSU, as Tommy said, didn't come in here, but if you want a corn dog,
I like a good corn dog.
Yeah, stop by again.
Or the pork curly fries, y'all.
And potentially the last weekend with Oklahoma coming into town. So take advantage while you can. Rebecca, thanks for. I know I kind of caught you off guard early this morning, but I appreciate you making some time for us and us figuring out where the baseball is and everything.
No problem.
How about that? You know what?
You like a good corn dog?
I love corn dogs.
Good stuff.
I love the iconic.
Got to have it with mustard.
The iconic Katy Perry picture when they're in Baton Rouge of her sitting next to Lee Corso holding that thing up.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of reminds now. The gravity might be a little different. When U.S. Reed hit that shot, the male cheerleader got the ball and put it in his what are those things called?
Megaphone?
The megaphone. And then it only took 40 years for them to find that basketball. But I guess if sports radio was around then,
right.
we could have done it.
Right.
We could have done it in less than 10 minutes. Oh, man. That's pretty wild. Do you think Brandon was listening
Absolutely.
while this conversation was happening?
He did tell me he was listening, and he
Okay.
had to call in really fast.
How about that? How about that? Just getting
Well,
back-
Brandon, I know you'd like the barbecue, but I think I'd hang on to that ball for a while. And, that's a great memory for your son. It's actually your son's ball, right? So you just can't give that away.
Mhm. Yeah, you can't rip it out of your son's clutches. That would be
Well, more importantly, out of his heart.
Yeah.
That ball's in his heart now.
He's kept that. He's kept that. All right. Baseball wise, again, you got it done this weekend, and we were talking about Kihil Loy there. Big outing from him. Here's DVH on it.
That'll send you in a tailspin. He's been swinging the bat a lot better the last couple of weeks, and really, we could see it coming. We could see that he's starting to get it going a little bit, recognizing pitches, and our lineup tonight was good 1 through 9.
I think Kihil was in 6th most of this weekend, 6th or 7th. So to get that type of production, 7 of 12, three home runs, games 1, 2, and 3, he all hit a bomb. For a guy that not necessarily in the series before, but had been struggling for some of SEC play, I know that was really encouraging for Dave Van Horn and Nate Thompson to see this weekend.
Absolutely. And again, I've said it, I'm repeating myself, but you need a flint, you need a catalyst, you need something to spark a run. We have seen examples in this conference against the team you just beat 2 out of 3. You don't have to be the best team all year to get hot at the right time and make a run to Omaha and win it all. Maybe this is the moment yesterday that just kind of brings it all together. You hope you're looking back at that, because it has not been a banner year in regards to the kind of team that we've grown accustomed to. So maybe we'll try it a different way this year. Maybe this will be something that brings it together. I'll say this, for those that have thought maybe this team didn't get along, didn't like each other, wasn't playing together, was a bunch of individuals, we've heard a variety of comments. That team celebrated and came out of that dugout like a team that wanted to win together yesterday. And I know adrenaline can take over, the moment can take over, but that sure didn't look like a bunch of guys that didn't want to keep doing this for a while together.
Yeah, I think, like, we were kicking around the idea, Colton had said that there was several predictions that had to go to Corvallis, 1 or 2 maybe had to go to Lincoln. I saw Lawrence recently.
I prefer Lawrence.
It's not out of the realm of possibility that you host, but it's probably not likely. Even if you were to win your next 2 series, you probably have to go pretty deep in Hoover. I don't know if you'd have to win the SEC championship again. But even at the end, I don't know how much your RPI can climb. Kentucky's not any good. Like, I only printed off like half the SEC standings, and they're not even in the front half. Oklahoma, you're 1 game in front of, which is nice. You'd like to keep that distance, obviously. The teams you're tied with in 6th place include Florida, who swept you, and Alabama, who you swept.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a unique position that you find yourself sandwiched in between the Crimson Tide and the Florida Gators.
Yeah. Hey, looking here, NBA playoffs continue with conference semifinals. Games 1 and in both the East and the West get underway tonight and tomorrow night. I was looking at the Bet Saracen app, and they got the odds up. Now, tomorrow is when the Thunder will take on the Lakers. The Thunder are a 15.5-point favorite on the Bet Saracen app. So you can check out that, plus the lines for all the other games that are available right now in the NBA playoffs. Have you kept up much with the NBA playoffs to this point?
Yeah, you had 2 Game 7s yesterday. You had 76ers coming back. You had
They'll play the Knicks. The Knicks are favored by 6.5.
Cavs and Raptors, where the Cavs advanced. So, yeah, I mean, you've had some good playoffs so far. AB, Jordan Walsh, unfortunately, their days. Orlando choked it away against Detroit. But you've had some Razorbacks featured here these last few days.
All right, so tonight at 7, 76ers and Knicks. Knicks favored by 6.5. Spurs and the T-Wolves. And the Spurs favored by 12.5. Those are tonight's games. And then tomorrow, Cavaliers and Pistons, and Lakers and the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Thunder favored by 15.5. All of the prop bets, in-game bets, live betting, and, of course, the lines, the money lines, the over-unders, all available with the Bet Saracen app. Arkansas's #1 sports betting app.
All right, let's go back to the Lewis Automotive Group hotline where William's waiting in Lafayette this morning. William, go ahead. You're on the morning rush.
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing today?
Good, buddy.
Yes, sir. Y'all were talking about something on Friday, and I don't need to backtrack, but I couldn't get on this late in the program. I kind of wanted to know if you don't mind if we revisit that. Tommy Craft, you was talking about Hunter Yurchuk,
Mm-hmm.
and you had shared some pretty good opinions, right? You said you feel like he's a pretty good businessman and probably gets the short end of the stick, right? In a lot of people's opinions, they just want to blame him. I'm paraphrasing, but that's how I took the message.
He has to make tough calls. Tough calls going to draw critics, you know.
He does, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, people in their professional careers, they're in positions where they have to make tough calls.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Tommy, I think you may have to make tough calls sometimes. I have to make tough calls sometimes. But it seems to me, like something else you said that resonated with me, is that he's out of touch with the common fan in Arkansas. And he doesn't like to embrace former Razorbacks, people with Arkansas ties. And I agree with those statements when he's making it. And I think that Arkansas is a unique place. And I think that that is a big part of that position. I think it's so much a part of that position, and he's done such a bad job at that it could end up costing him his job. I don't know if the good outweighs the bad. And I think he continuously fumbles opportunities when those tough decisions have to be made. He doesn't come off like he has compassion or consideration for those people. And I think you said it. I think maybe, you were on one hand, he does this. He has a tough job, but he does have these divisions. And I don't think he's going to be able to. I don't think he'll ever recover from what happened to the Rockets. That's my opinion. I think it's sours on a lot of people, and I think the man really does need some help in regards to PR. And I just like to hear what y'all's thoughts are on that. I appreciate it. Oh, one more thing.
William, I think we got the gist of your initial thoughts there, but we were losing your cell phone signal. But no one's ever as bad as their critics paint him out to be, and you're never as good as your mom says you are. I mean, you're just not. All right? And Hunter Yurchuk is not as bad as some of his critics have painted him out to be. I don't hear as many on the other side that are championing his praises. But that's what goes along. No one ever roots for the referees. No one ever roots for the judges. No one ever roots for people that have to make hard calls. He's in a moment in college athletics that's never been seen before, guys, and certainly not at the University of Arkansas, where you're trying to figure out a path to stay competitive in the sports that move the needle. Football, men's basketball. I mean, you look at the numbers. Baseball still lost over $3 million last fiscal year. Women's basketball lose. I mean, you only have a couple of sports up there that are clearing a profit for what they are spending, and that's football and basketball. If you've got to make way to make those things work, I mean, his boss's boss, the board of trustees, said, hey, do these things, and we want you to come back with a plan to create $15 million of net income. Was that pretty much what the board asked the chancellor and the AD to do? Everybody says, well, $2.5 million is nothing in a $165 million budget. I'll give you that. But $2.5 million in a $15 million problem that you've been told to address is a lot of money. That's 15 to 20% of what you need to solve the problem your bosses have told you to fix. And that's exactly, some of this tough call. So how he handled it, how it was addressed, how it was perceived that he delivered the news from people that we've had on this show, that was atrocious. Could have been done a whole lot better. But I don't think he gets...
You're knocking him for the PR, not the decision itself.
The decision itself, it had to be made.
Did you read the 870 text about you?
No. How much is Hunter paying Tommy to kiss his butt like that? I'm not kissing his butt. I'm giving you my opinion. My opinion is a tough business decision had to be made. And we told you months ago when we went through these numbers that these sports that sell no tickets, that create no revenue, something was going to have to give. And it wasn't going to be golf because John Tyson built that course and has built a lot of facilities. It wasn't going to be that. So you can take that off the table. Title IX hamstrings you a little bit. I mean, you look at swimming and diving, they spend I forgot. Where's my phone? I'd saved these numbers. It was $2.5 or $3 million on one women's sport that brings in no money. I mean, so the idea that there aren't other sports that can be looked at, Title IX's the thing that, as I understand it, that keeps somebody go. We're not cutting track and field. We're not cutting softball. We're not cutting baseball. Baseball lost $3.1 million in the last fiscal year.
And this was the 24-25, if I remember that.
The fiscal year for 25 athletics, which ended last June, end of June.
I think some of your point, Tommy, is that
men's tennis lost, $1.25 million. Women's tennis lost $1.3. That's a combined $2.6 million. That when you're trying to solve a $15 million problem, that's a big number.
I think that you're talking about when people shouldn't, or there shouldn't be this disconnect with the fans. A lot of that comes after the fact that he has put his foot in his mouth multiple times. So kind of what both of you guys are saying. The business side of things, you have to make tough decisions. No one's going to like you for that. But the common fan, a lot of places, people don't know who the AD is, and they shouldn't. But our AD is, unfortunately, he's been up there. He's the chairman of the college football playoff committee. He's been vocal about some things that were hesitant to change. It's not a business, he's not making horrible, awful business decisions. He's just a walking PR nightmare, which is almost worse, in my opinion.
Well, I would rather have someone making good business decisions and doesn't always speak as well as we'd like than someone that speaks great and just screws everything else up. I mean, that one to me, you can talk real good about you can talk good about the business, but if we're overdrawn in the checking account, we got a bigger problem than how bad someone talks. I agree. The way the message is delivered, the way it's perceived, to me, the disconnect with the common fan is a problem, but that's not something new. We said the same thing about Jeff Long. This is what happens when you have a $170 million business that you've got to feed continuously every year. Well, the common fan it takes 50 of those to add up to what one, mega booster can do for your program. Well, how would you go about doing it? Are you going to cater to that one mega booster or try to go out and really, shake hands and rub elbows with 50 common fans? You've got to find a way to do both and make everybody feel valued in the equation. And that's the problem with reseeding and raising ticket prices and asking for money continuously is, the common fan who's already strapped right now with, $5 diesel and $3.80 gasoline, already strapped, doesn't feel appreciated.
We've talked about all the benefits with the growth of Northwest Arkansas. I think it's also hurt to a certain degree because you've built in this base of second-tier Hog fans. I'm not saying if you live in NWA, you're a second-tier Hog fan, but you've got people that more have accessible income now because the money they make at 3 Fortune 500 companies right in their own backyard that can have Arkansas as a second team and it can afford these rising ticket prices that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And so for the other people outside of NWA and that simply don't make as much money as six figures or whatever else, it's a lot more difficult to justify spending that type of money for, by the way, a football team that has won above 500 in the SEC one time since 2012.
Ugh.
One time.
But still makes you nearly $30 million, or it did last fiscal year. Nearly $30 million. I mean, they're tough business calls, and you got to figure all of that out. I think the business decisions, have to me been solid. The PR blunders have been the problem, and that's how they're perceived. You make great calls, you make great business calls, but then if the body language and the message delivered is way off track, then that's an even bigger problem. So, All right, Morning Rush available now on the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. If you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app, do it now. You can listen live, watch and listen to podcasts, and also get all the information that we have available at hitthatline.com. Listen anytime online at the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell.
All right, when we come back, SEC update. Going to take a look at what's going on in softball and then Arkansas again, where they are in the standings. Stay with us. Hot Take Monday edition of the Morning Rush rolls on next.
I'll tell you what I've been watching in the mornings when I get up too early. Andy Griffin. Anybody else watch it?
This is the Morning Rush.
Rich Eisen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payments sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Sousa had an amazing track. CT had a better one.
This is the Morning Rush.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Taco Bell's Lutz boxes are going to people's heads. Because once they've indulged in the mainstays of the $5 box, the decadence of the $7 box, and the abundance of the $9 box with its monumental triple-double crunch wrap, they start expecting everything to be as Lutz. Don't let the Lutz go to your head.
Where's the doorman?
There is no doorman.
That's why we're waiting.
Let's go. Try Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lutz boxes.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet.
Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam.
They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Dreams come to die. This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Is this the nicest college baseball facility in the country? This is the University of Arkansas's baseball facility, and it has everything a baseball player could want. The facility has a beautiful weight room, state-of-the-art pitching lab and media center so players can analyze their mechanics, massive clubhouse with a ping pong table and TVs and places to relax, a recovery center complete with hot and cold tubs, a nutrition room full of post-workout fuel and hydration, a full indoor diamond with batting cages, and even a locker room for their alumni in Major League Baseball.
So MLB put that out when it comes to Arkansas baseball. Some of these kids that are being recruited by the Hogs obviously have been on campus, but if you're just a talented high school baseball player and you're thinking of foregoing where you initially get drafted in the MLB, how can you not see that and not want to play?
I think because it's unusual, I believe it to be unusual, the embracement of your former athletes that go on to the pros and then having that facility available to them. I think we all assume that once you get to the pros, those facilities are even better. Well, they're not. Mm-hmm. Even in the NFL, practice facilities, training facilities aren't as good as what colleges have because they don't have to compete because they have a draft. You know, you get a job, you come here, you'll lift the weights we give you, right? You'll eat the food we give you, right? In college, you're competing in both in the portal and high school, so it's an arms race. I think it's really interesting how Arkansas embraces and has created a locker room facility and everything available for guys that are in the pros to come back here and train because they want to, because it's better than anything else they get all year long.
I haven't been to Starkville, Mississippi and seen Duty Noble, which is one of the few comparable ballparks that you have, and I don't know what their facilities look like compared to yours in terms of the practice and stuff that you just heard from MLB, but that would be the only one I think. Like I like Alex Box. Alex Box is awesome. But
it's not as nice as Baum Walker though, because it's not all chair backs. It's bleacher seating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's
just not the same.
It's a nice ballpark, but it's not as good of a ballpark. It's not as quality and amenity laden as Baum Walker.
We mentioned this earlier as we continue our SEC update. Arkansas is sandwiched in between Alabama and Florida. You got swept by the Gators. You swept the Crimson Tide. That's who you're tied with right now for sixth place in the Southeastern Conference. We'll see if they can continue to rise. Oklahoma, you're a game above right now.
Do you have to be do you have to finish fourth or better to get a regional? Or do you still have to make a little bit of a run in Hoover?
I mean, I would think you've got to do something in Hoover still.
Okay.
I would think you've got to help elevate your RPI as best you can.
Does Arkansas's legacy and reputation help them at all?
I think it helps.
The fact that you're going to sell 10 or 11,000 tickets can't hurt.
I think what it does help is what you kind of alluded to earlier is the idea of not shipping them off to Corvallis. Lincoln, Nebraska is regionally close. Lawrence, Kansas is regionally close. Not only is the NBA cheap when it comes to travel, but you would think, they would be able to sell tickets and whatnot. That's just maybe I'm off on that, but I think what you were talking about earlier at least makes sense to me. Speaking of fan attendance, did anyone see the 102,000 fans that went to Texas A&M to watch the Savannah Bananas?
I saw the field. I saw the setup there, and I saw some social media videos. Mm-hmm. I did not watch it, the event itself, but I am impressed and amazed how how well that, basically the Harlem Globetrotters, if you will, of baseball. Is that a good analogy?
It's a great analogy.
Yeah.
The Harlem Globetrotters meets, what's that? We went up to see him. My kids watch him. Dude Perfect. Is that right? They're like Harlem Globetrotters
Dude
meet.
Perfect was there.
Dude Perfect.
Tyler Toney struck out.
And they have got a cult-like following.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's fun, and people that hate on the Savannah Bananas they hate on fun. Man, it's not. They're not there to teach kids how to play baseball.
No,
they're supposed to teach kids how to have fun when playing baseball. People hate on them. This is killing the sport. Shut up.
Who's saying that?
Oh, look on if you
The
look
purist?
on Savannah the baseball purist
Okay.
stuff like that. You look on Savannah.
It's not
Bananas,
baseball.
And you're exactly right. It's entertainment.
entertainment.
That's why they sold 102,000 tickets.
It's not something I'm going to watch, but I'm also not going to dog on people, rip on people that want to take their kids there.
What'd you say last there, Colton? They sold how many tickets?
102,000. They sold out Kyle Fields.
You may not like it, but 100, as the old adage kind of goes, 102,000 people can't be wrong.
Nope. Keeping up your SEC update. Have you seen the hotel Neyland designs at all? Have you seen this?
The what? The hotel
The
what?
hotel next to Neyland Stadium.
No, I have not.
Have you seen that? I know that Arkansas.
They had a big Luke Combs concert I saw over the weekend, and Peyton and a bunch of other former Balls came out on stage.
Joey Aguilar,
Yeah.
Josh Heupel, and I can't remember who else was out there. They were drinking a beer out there. And Arkansas still got, help me on this, Colton, it's Post Malone, Jelly Roll. I think there's one other artist that's going to be there. And that's when, July?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only concert we've got this summer, I think.
Well, there's a bunch at the Amp,
Okay.
but
Well, I'm
I mean,
talking about it
yeah.
in Razorback
The Post
Stadium.
Malone and Jelly Roll, they recently canceled one of their tour dates in Birmingham because there were however many tens of thousands of unsold tickets. So see how that goes here in Arkansas too.
I'd be curious to see how. I'm going to be honest. I listened to Post Malone 5 years ago. I couldn't tell you one song currently that he's recently put out now.
I couldn't tell you one song 5 years ago.
I've never been a big Jelly Roll fan.
Jelly Roll's fine. I mean, but for what the tickets cost, it wasn't for me.
Jelly Roll was better before he got on Ozempic. 100%.
You think he's better when he was fatter?
Yeah, he made
Is what
better
you're saying?
music.
Okay. All right. All right, that is your SEC update this morning. It's brought to you by our friends at the Solid Rock in Fort Smith. They are celebrating 50 years. Isn't that crazy? 50 years this month. I actually had a chance to. I was telling Tommy about the wedding that I went to, final wedding of the year, and I got the bride and groom a wedding present from the Solid Rock, and the bride loved it. We got Mother's Day coming up. Anyone forget about that this Sunday?
Sunday.
Don't procrastinate.
Hope you got reservations already somewhere.
Yeah, Leslie, Justin, they have so much stuff there. They put the stuff out like 3 weeks ago. They were not procrastinating. They were ready to go. And you can always there's so much that you can check out there. My necklace is from there. I had a cross necklace for like 10 years and it finally broke. Well, I got a new one from the Solid Rock. So whatever you're looking for, they have it. They have personalized. People will, like greeting cards or just nice cards. They have awesome ones. And if you haven't checked them out, home decor and so much more. But again, don't forget about mom. Don't forget about grandma. Stop by and see them at the Solid Rock for this Mother's Day. More than just a bookstore, the perfect destination for Mother's Day this weekend.
You wouldn't
is the
know
Solid
this,
Rock.
but they were in Central Mall when I was a kid, years and years and years ago. So
I learned about it. Yeah, I actually I listened to them talk about the history a little bit.
They do the customized Bibles too, right?
They do.
Those are really fun. I always,
just-
not to covet, but I always really wanted one of those.
The engravings and stuff. He said if you give him a little
thou
bit.
shalt not covet.
Yes, that's part of it.
I believe that's in there.
On South 74th Street, next to Sand Clubs in Fort Smith. All right. What did I else? Oh, I wanted to play that Quincy
The
Road.
11th commandment, thou shalt not sandbag at the golf course.
Yes.
So.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't lie.
The 11th commandment.
So
you can cheat, but you can't lie about it. I was told that last week.
we talked a little bit of football news. You had Coach Silverfield get some good news with Jeremiah Dent, Marion running back commit, Darren Mosley of Alabama. I did see this clip of David Pollock, who is outstanding college defender back in the day. He was on that team in 2002 that beat our brains in in Atlanta, Georgia. It's like 30-3, if I remember that right.
You could have just said he's a good analyst and he's a great player.
Yeah,
you didn't have to go into all that.
That's the David Pollock memory I have as being on that team. But here's what he had to say about one of your defensive stalwarts, Quincy Rhodes.
Every time you watch Arkansas play, if you didn't last year, you should have seen him. Quincy Rhodes Jr., full-grown man, GAM, grown ace man. Like that dude, he's number 97, 6'6", 200 almost 80 pounds. He broke out last year. He's been a developmental guy, played on special teams, but like he started 11 games last year. He had 15 and a half tackles for a loss. He had 8 sacks. Big, strong, quick, like the body is nice. 97 is all over the field. He's a freak of league. And they move him inside a lot. And they bring pressure, and it's one-on-one with a guard, and he wins a ton with that first step quickness. 97. Quincy Rhodes Jr. for Arkansas is one of the best in the country, period.
Here's the same problem we had with Landon Jackson. You know what you got with him. You don't know about anyone else. We were talking with Tom last week about Steven Souls, Sackham Souls, and there's another guy or two that you've maybe stood out in spring. But one of the reasons that this team didn't force turnovers at all last season is because they didn't get to the quarterback. So this kid's probably going to be double-teamed a good chunk of this season. Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
Chip, double-team, whatever else. You've got to have some. I know it's May the 4th. We got several months till first weekend of September. But someone, please, on this defensive line, help out Quincy this fall. Because if you don't have that, then we're talking about another 3-9, 4-8 football team.
What's the old adage in basketball? If you're being double-teamed, what?
Someone's open.
Someone's open. I don't know if that works necessarily in 11-on-11 versus 5-on-5, but up front, if they're double-teaming you, somebody ought to have an opportunity to find a gap. It may not be another down lineman. Maybe it's a linebacker. It's someone coming from the edge. But if they're double-teaming Rhodes, there's got to be a weakness somewhere else. Now, they can bait you into blitzing, and then that leaves something else open. I mean, but, let's not get into strategy. But point being, your point is somebody else needs to be strong enough to, hey, we can't double-team Rhodes every down because this person over here is going to be a problem as well.
Yeah, you want it to be an interior defensive lineman as well so they can eat up those blocks right there in the middle and then have lots of space on the edge for a guy like Quincy Rhodes Jr. with those super long arms to do those great pass rush moves and get to the quarterback as fast as you can. And potentially, they ran a lot of 3 defensive lineman sets last year. If you have enough depth, you can run 4, which means you really can't afford to double team somebody up there on the offensive line.
You think about,
and you take away inside run on the A gap.
You had in 2014 when you had that combo of Trey Flowers on the outside and Darius File on the inside, 2 NFL guys. That's what you're talking about, is that you can get pressure from both areas on the football field when it comes to your defensive lineman. It's a long way out. And the reason I play this clip because similar to what William and Fayetteville was talking about, kind of going back to a topic we had on Friday, wasn't necessarily arguing, but just a difference of opinion. Ryan in Hot Springs called in and feels like that there's 3 or 4 name. What did he? What was
household names was what I was referring to.
Which you and I, there's not. Like Quincy, if you had to pick one, the quarterbacks, you just kind of stay the quarterback. But that's the one guy on this team that.
I asked my mom who Quincy Rhodes is. Is that the kid that grew up down the street from us? That might be. You might get a response something like that.
Unless you grew up in North Little Rock, I don't.
Mom, who's Darren McFadden? Well, he was the running back at Arkansas. I mean, I'm not saying there's not. You don't have to have a Darren McFadden, but there's not household names on this football team. So not yet.
Is there any you've got the All In Road show that starts next week?
Yeah. Not coming to Fort Smith.
Yeah.
Middle finger to everyone in the River Valley.
Is there anything? Why are they only doing 4 places?
I don't know.
Does that make any sense?
No.
I feel like he's actually been, and not that Pittman, but the idea of going out and meeting people and do that. You had 8 the last 2 years, and then you whittle it down to 4. You had a lunch and you had a dinner, and you whittled it down to 4. By the way, and
we don't want you to have Razorback clubs.
Well, not to belittle putting the thing at the star to appease Jerry, but you got 3 of them that are just in state.
Yeah.
That didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Having one in Dallas does make sense. Not having one in one of the larger cities in your state that's less than an hour away makes no sense to me at all. Hey, whether it's baseball, softball, basketball, or football is your choice, be sure and check out the Greenland School District Summer Youth Sports Camps. If you're looking for things for the kids to do, these camps are open to everyone. You don't have to attend Greenland schools to attend these camps, and you can register your kids online at greenlandsd.com. Registration ends May the 18th, so you got a week or two. These are camps for Pee Wee sports to students entering 2nd through the 6th grades, with the exception of football being 4th through the 6th. Baseball and softball camp is $20. Basketball and football camps are $35. Again, register online, get dates for baseball, softball, basketball, and football camps that will be at the end of May through mid-June. Get that online at greenlandsd.com. That's greenlandsd.com.
Daniel from Uniontown, back to the baseball conversation. Feels like we got to go 5-1 over the next 2 series and 1 win in Hoover. He feels like your host. Here's a question we hadn't asked in the first hour, 45 minutes of the show. Do you even want to host?
For the fans, I do. I mean, the fans have paid a lot of money, got reseated, had to up their donations. I know you haven't always won at home. You don't always win on the road either, but I think for the fans, I think for the team, whether they can win or lose, I don't think home or road really matters.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Turner talked about it yesterday. Whenever there was that big at-bat there at the end of the game, you could feel the crowd kind of clapping and standing up and stuff like that. I'd like that same opportunity at home for the Razorbacks there to play at Baum, just in case there's a clutch situation where you have a chance to go to a Super or a chance to go to Omaha on the line. I definitely want all 13,000 Razorback fans screaming.
Yeah. Hey, Gaston's White River Resort's getting ready for summer. We're like 3 to 4 weeks out, depending on kind of where your kids go to school, from them being out of school. We're in May. May the 4th be with you here today. And Memorial Day is what, 4 weeks from today? So, I mean, summer's right around the corner. Now's the time to get your plans for the summer getaways at Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. Cabins, lodges, fishing reservations with one of their great guides. Pool will be open, fitness center. There's something for everyone. So you say, well, my wife and my daughters don't want to fish. Me and the son want to fish. There's something for everyone to do and enjoy. High-speed internets. The kids can stay online and use all their devices and toys, and you probably like me, you've given up on all that anyway. 870-431-5202, Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time, every time.
Brace yourself. May mayhem has exploded at the Lewis Automotive Group, and they're crushing prices like never before across all 5 locations. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's a dude. It's just what he does.
This is the Morning Rush.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Valley Family Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment, or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Let's boxes are so luxurious, you might wonder if a chauffeur will pick you up from the restaurant. And how could you not? With selections like the signature $5 box, decadent $7 box, and abundant $9 box featuring the triple-double crunch wrap with layer upon layer of what you love. While the drink is included, a chauffeur isn't. So plan accordingly. Don't let the Let's go to your head. Choose your $5, $7, or $9 Let's box at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price of participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes and specialty beverages. That's extra.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Heath Roberts, right here in the River Valley, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Heath and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Heath Roberts, it's easy to switch and save. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Heath Roberts at 479-452-4088.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Brace yourself. May mayhem has exploded at the Lewis Automotive Group, and they're crushing prices like never before across all 5 locations. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years.
JT texted in this morning. He was watching the game with his friend on Friday and Saturday, his Ole Miss buddy, and went to the Justin Moore concert on Saturday. Needless to say, his Ole Miss buddy has banned him from watching the matchups at his house ever again. Arkansas's won 6 straight series against Ole Miss, and he also beat Mike Bianco on his birthday for the second time in the last 20-something years.
You can call or text us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. 877-377-6963 is our number. We're brought to you by the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. They're pure Arkansas. They live here, they work here, and they know the court system in Arkansas and can help you so much more than these out-of-state lawyers who are advertising heavily in our state. They have offices statewide for personal injury from car wrecks and big truck wrecks. They also take care of people for bankruptcy, medical malpractice, and Social Security claims. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm, they bring tradition, reputation, and results. Call Brad Hendricks today, 501-910-1010. That's 501-910-1010.
Down toward the inside comes Emerging Market as they make their way to the top of the stretch. Further ado is getting going on the far outside with Commandment. They're both putting in their runs as they arrive into the final furlong. O'Sally is also gaining ground on the far outside as they come to the last 16th of a mile. Denon Bourbon in front. O'Sally a huge long shot. Renegade and Golden Temple are closing too. Here's Golden Temple! Golden Temple! And Serena make history!
Just the ending of that race. I mean, it's the craziest, what do they call it? The craziest 2.5 minutes in all of sports?
The fastest 2 minutes in sports, for sure.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Just nuts.
I think it's as far you think about announcers and the job,
Man,
I think calling a race like the Kentucky Derby has to be the hardest because it happens in such a condensed amount of time, and you got, they didn't have 20 competitors, they didn't have 20 horses in that field, but there were 20 scheduled. You got to remember name, jockey, and color, and put that all together, and then you got to turn around and do it every 30 minutes. I'm amazed how Larry Colmus and others that announce horse racing do it so masterfully.
Oh.
It is unbelievable.
It was a wild finish, and
What a great call too on the finish of that race.
Speaking of great calls, we had a great call earlier with Rebecca Lindsay, who joined us. She is one of the employees at T's Barbecue out there in left field, and gave us great T-Boys, excuse me.
T-Boys.
That
T's is in Harrison. T-Boys is in the outfield.
Yeah, so that was a really cool call. So if you missed it, it'll be our Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. For Tommy Kraft, Colton Little, I'm Ty. Halftime coming up next.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936.